Welcome to the Conservative Commander. This is episode 1. And spoiler alert, we're just getting started. We ain't going nowhere despite what we're going to talk about today. Pretty interesting situation over the last week, 4th of July and everything. I'll get into that. But it was amazing how easy it was to piss a lot of people off. And I wasn't even trying. So anyway, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Before we get started, I actually have a sponsor already getting going. So AVALOS 3D Creationz, that's Creations with a Z. They're on TikTok and they also have an Etsy shop. I'll put the links and stuff down below, and you can go check them out. But they do all the 3D printing stuff, and if you don't see it, shoot him a message. He basically said, I can do it. I just need you to tell me what you want. So check out AVALOS 3D Creationz. They're sending me some stuff right now, and it's definitely good people to be working with. So I just want to thank them for their support, and I hope you guys check them out. I don't get anything from it. I just want you to support someone who, good people. So, well, I was trying to figure out what do I want to do for the first episode, because we're going to talk about cards. We're going to talk about just gameplay. That's mostly what we're going to talk about, is just playing the game and things going on in Magic, and a lot of those kinds of things. I'd love to talk about Edge of Eternities right now. There's some crazy things going on with the spoilers. They're officially releasing spoilers now, but obviously there was a lot of leaks and stuff, so it's a pretty crazy thing going on, and I definitely wouldn't have minded talking about that right out the gate today. But it felt like it was important to talk about, why I'm here, why, and the people that are helping me out, why we're here. So, the pilot episode last week, we kind of generalized some things. And since then, I told you guys that TikTok's gone really good for us. So, definitely keeping that going. And I posted a video on 4th of July, and it was not a dig at any person at all or anything about any people. It was a dig at Wizards of the Coast. And it was just meant to be like a poke and a funny thing. And, just, I'm going to show you here in a minute. Well, it has definitely been my most controversial posting on the internet probably in my life. And I had no idea. I just thought it would be funny, and there would be some people who'd be like, oh, cool. Yeah, right on. And there was definitely that, but there was definitely some triggers. Some people got triggered, man. Holy smokes. And yeah, so we're going to talk about that. But I think what happened in that TikTok video is the perfect example for the first episode of TC Commander. It is literally the reason why we're here. It's going to paint the picture of what the real problem I see is happening in this game that I love so much. And I think that maybe we can help. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, what the problem is, and we're going to talk about what the solution really is. And it's a really simple solution, but it's going to be really hard for some people. Don't get me wrong, it's hard for me sometimes. So, you know, I mean, I'm not anybody special, that's for sure. But I don't want people to be confused with why we're talking about the haters, basically. It's not to dox any of them. It's not to, because I think I need their approval. To try to be nice. You know, I feel like trying to be professional is the way to go. I just don't fucking care. I don't care if people fucking hate me. Because what's new? You're never going to make everybody happy. And if you back away from something that you think is important because people are upset by that, then you'll never do anything. So to those people, if any of them are watching that were in this video, I welcome you to hang out. I hope that you will get to know me and get to know some of the people that are helping out here at TC Commander, and realize there's not any hate or discontent or, you know, wanting to target or alienate anybody. It's about the fact that in a game, specifically the format Commander, where you're supposed to be embracing the philosophy of bringing multiple people together, sitting down at a table, playing a game, having a good time. And we all know what that means. That means, especially as an adult, maybe you're enjoying drinks. Maybe you're talking about work. Maybe you're talking about politics, which I don't recommend, with maybe strangers, just because you don't want to make them uncomfortable or whatever, right out the gate. But, whatever, you do you. But God, people got a problem, man. I'm going to show you. I've been doing this since the last week of March is when I decided, posted a video, starting this whole thing to get to this point that we're at here today. It's not even been 6 months. We're like close to 6 months. Literally have technically 3 videos that aren't just little BS videos on YouTube. This will be the 3rd video right here. Now that we're getting going, right? TikTok wise, I got all kinds of stuff on there. It's a lot easier to throw videos on there. Not much of my face, but or me talking, just a lot of spoiler stuff, or I think there's some cool things on there, but so I post definitely a lot on there because it's a lot easier to get things on there fast. And the come apart I've seen from some people, pretty wild. So yeah, this isn't about giving those guys attention in a negative way, or seeking their approval or anything like that. Because clearly they don't care. Maybe time, probably not. They'll get there. There are people who, in the beginning it's tough, and then as time goes on, they get to know and see, and maybe they are around you enough, they start to open up their mind to looking at internally some things sometimes. I have some good friends that didn't like me in the beginning, and they're like I said, they're good friends now. So that's fine. That's good too. So I definitely am not trying to tell people don't be here. I don't care if you don't like anything I'm saying and you just want to be here so that you can, well, I mean, I don't want you to hate, but I mean, if that's what you're going to do, whatever. I guess if you're listening, then hey, that's fine. You know, drop your hate in the bottom there in the comments and all that good stuff. But we're not going nowhere. We're getting started, and I look forward to going down this road for those guys. And honestly, let's talk about it, because this is the most important thing, is if you are not on that side of well, what I'm going to show you today, I just want you to know, like, hey man, you're not alone. Don't worry about it. You know, we can get into those topics later about why maybe we don't feel, you know, maybe why we feel like a minority, but I don't believe that we are. I just think we aren't as vocal and don't we don't preach as much as other people. So and so we're gonna have a spot where, you know, we're gonna talk about things. I have some good examples of that. Like I said, we're not going nowhere. We got lots of time to talk about a lot of different things. If there's things you got ideas, things you want to talk about, you know, this isn't, you know, that's magic related or whatever. I mean, you know, just hit me up. You know, there's all the ways to contact me through all our social media stuff. It's all online. You'll see it all in there. Shoot me a message, drop a message on here, whatever, and we'll start building this up, you know, to you know, start talking about some of those things too. So yeah, anyway, looking forward to that. So I want to show you the hate. All right, let me share with you my screen here. 1 second. I'm going to disappear, but I'm going to show you this. So, all right. This is TC Commander's TikTok page, okay? So, oh, by the way, hey, check this out. So, we just hit 100 subscribers on, pardon me, 100 subscribers on TikTok. And, you know, it's definitely been a slow grind on that. And, you know, I've kind of looked at other creators and kind of curious, like I've seen them not on there as long, not very many videos. You know, not that everything I do is great by any means, for sure it's not. But I was wondering why, like, some of these other guys, like, man, they're like blowing up really fast. And I reached out to a couple people. I was talking to them, and they were pretty consistent across the board. Well, and what they told me was, basically, I follow everybody who has magic content, and then, you know, that's where they get all their followers from, because then people follow them back. And I guess I didn't want to do that, because I just wanted to, I don't know, I wanted followers who wanted to follow me, because they see what's going on and they chose to do that, not just, oh, I'll do this for you if you do this for me, kind of a thing. So so we're there. We got to 100, and you know, I think that's cool. So we're just gonna keep cruising and keep doing what we're doing. But there's a video on there. You can check it out. I'm not gonna talk about that or show you that, because that's not why we're here. But so here's the video right here. I'm just gonna play it, and then we'll talk about it. So just poking fun at Wizards of the Coast, a company, a corporate company. Okay. Pretty simple. You know what I mean? Pretty simple. All right. So Simple video here. All right. Pretty simple video. So, as you can see, as you can see on my screen, we got the comment section right here. Okay. Oops. Oh, I gotta stop messing with this. All right. So, comments. First comment on the video. GTFO. You know, I don't know where this guy's going with it, but I'm gonna try to be a positive person. So, you know, you can see what I wrote there. Nothing, whatever. You know, I really could take that either way. I don't know. So, whatever. Oops. So, here we go. All right. This guy. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna come back to him. This guy was cool right here. We had a kind of back and forth conversation. This is a guy, I honestly, if I kind of wouldn't mind jumping on spell table and playing a game and just talking to this dude. But anyway, talk about it. All right. Probably talk about him at the end. So here we go. 400-pound. Anyway, this guy's just throwing shade right out the gate, right? Like, whatever. I assume he's talking about me. I don't know. Again, I'm just trying to be positive, whatever. I'm not going to click that. That's somebody else commented talking trash to this guy. But, I appreciate people, jumping in and defending me or whatever. But anyway, yeah, that was a funny comment. You can go on the TikTok and read it. I don't block any of this stuff. But yeah, I don't even. So this next guy, I can just tell by this one video that no one at your LGS likes playing with you. Okay. So I'm just curious. This says, the video, it says, we know Wizards of the Coast likes to show appreciation for a lot of things, and we know how busy they are. How busy they are now, so we decided to help them out just in case they are too busy to show their appreciation for the good old USA that they built their company on. So here you go, Magic the Gathering fans. And then you see the Plains J symbol and all that stuff with the American flag in it. Just like you see they put lots of things in there to, celebrate different things, right? And so, like I said, not poking at anybody else. I don't care that they want to, support all these other things. I feel like, hey, why don't they? Why don't they do that? You see the picture in the background right there, same one. Okay. Why? Are they? And there could be nothing malicious to it, but I think that they don't do it because what you're looking at right here, because they don't want to deal with this. And a lot of that's because we don't say anything, and I don't think that's right. But that's all I said there. Okay, you read in the video what I said, and here we are. This guy, I can just tell by the one video that no one at your LGS likes playing with you. Why? Because I put an American flag in the logo of, or one of the logos for Magic the Gathering. Pretty wild. No one in my LGS would like playing a card game with me because of that. What did I say that was so crazy or do? Supported the country that I lived in my whole life, that created the game that I have grown to love. I don't know. Yeah, I know. It's real rough. So I just said, just the ones who hate America and different opinions. That's my response, right? Welcome to the Conservative Commander. I hope you stay a while. I mean that. I really do. I hope you stay and check things out. Maybe you'll find a moment to realize you're got a lot of judgment for not knowing anybody. Let me see. Oh, they responded. Here we go. Fun fact, protesting doesn't mean you hate America. If anything, it means you love it and want it to change for the better. I don't understand where protesting came up at all. No one mentioned protesting, being against protesting, anything. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, what did I write here? Then why did this video bother you so bad that you decided to throw personal attacks? Thanks for helping Thanks for helping prove our point. And then they respond, no attacks here, just observation. Like, this is the conversation? I mean, it'd be one thing if you're talking in person and you just get lost and confused, but you literally, it's all typed out. Like, you can follow your train of thought here, and that's your response. Let's see. Did I say something? Oh, I didn't say. Okay, somebody else chimed in. Got pretty personal on your opening post to not be attacking. Thank you. CPAT. Appreciate that. Someone with some common sense, I guess. You know? Okay, and then CPAT said that here. Just based on the comments, never knew the player base were so left and politically extreme. There's a lot of comments on here. This guy, who knew the player base of a game that spent 30 years being told they were demonic and treated like trash by the right would not support those same people today? Quite odd, right? And then Pat responds, MTG isn't first edition D&D. If that's all it takes to make you extreme, then it's making more sense. So they responded, LMAO, Satanic Panic went far beyond first edition D&D. It just stopped getting news coverage because the panicked were insufferable. It extended to punk and metal music, MTG and more, and lasted over a decade. The right is a bunch of snowflakes who always get into moral panics over anything they see as different. Today is the same shit aimed at different things. Well, there's more. Before I go into anything else, let's see. Yeah, okay. It's extended to punk and metal music, MTG and more. Well, I can tell you as someone who did the best part of my growing up in the 90s, love punk. Been listening to punk. Real punk, pop, poser punk, whatever punks you think are out there. Metal music, magic. It's funny he's talking about people like the Satanic Panic, whatever, over magic. I know exactly what he's talking about. I remember, because I remember my mother telling me I couldn't play Magic the Gathering, and for this reason, she was like worried about it being like demonic or something. And which brings me, I got another video I'll talk about that. But so I talked her into, I showed her the cards. I'm like, look at this. And I said, look, I'll make you a deal. I won't play black. This is all the, whatever stuff was in black, kind of. And somehow that worked, because my mom is not a like, hey, I'll convince you of things once you kind of, I'm mom. I said what I said. That's it. It's over. So anyway, yeah, she was good with it. And so I got to keep playing. I just never played black until, I don't know, I got a little older, and she just stopped caring anyway. So, but I don't think it's satanic. Obviously I play it. So how's the point that when I'm literally right here, and I have a lot of friends who share my values that don't play this game, and they don't give a rip about this game, dude. It's not anything. So anyway, let's see. Okay, Pat responds. That's weird because you seem to be the one freaking out over stuff. Well, yeah, I would agree, Pat. Again, here we are. No one's just, I mean, if I'd have put the Mexican flag in it, would that have been okay? Was that fine? Because that's a big topic right now with immigration and stuff. And we're not going to get into all that stuff. It has nothing to do with magic, but I'm just saying, if I'd have put that flag in there because it was some holiday for their country, I don't pick whatever holiday is important. Would I got all this stuff? Don't think I would have. Would I be offended if I came across content on TikTok where they did the same thing? No, I'd be like, wow, okay, this dude's really into magic, and well, I wonder what's going on today in Mexico. If anything, I may ought to learn something about a holiday, So whatever. Anyway, okay, there's more. Let's see here. LMAO calling out. Oh, whoops. Oh, shoot. I keep fat fingering this. Sorry, guys. I've been getting bigger these last few years. I'm not getting used to these big sausage fingers I got now. That's why my TikToks always have misspellings in it and everything because I'm fat fingered on it. All right, hold on. Where we go here? All right, we're right here. All right, he says, calling out how you whining about woke things is just a repeat of satanic panic with secular characteristics isn't freaking out. Neither is pointing out the irony of chuds invading an inclusive space and then whining about how their anti-inclusivity politics aren't welcome. It's a fucking flag, guys. Like, who said anything about anything? No one said don't do anything. All we said was, hey, maybe this is worth doing. That's all. Didn't down talk anybody's nothing. Oh, man. Bart's big bug bag. And then, then there's this guy. My parents thought Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon were demonic. If they knew of demonic tutor or unholy power, they would have thought it was too. Shut the fuck up with your obvious rage bait. Okay. So maybe the real question in that is, was the intention to bait people on this and get a reaction? No. Not a negative one, not trying to piss anybody off, right? It was more for the people that I want to talk to, because I know if I'd have seen that, I would have thought, hey, this is cool. I love that they did this. Not, how can I piss everybody off? Honestly, the Magpul video, NRA video that I did a while back on TikTok, I thought that would be more like, this is what I thought I would have got from that. Maybe, and I didn't do it wanting that. I'm just saying I thought I'd get more people like commenting, whatever, stuff like this. Yeah, wild. So, again, a lot of presumptions. I mean, how about asking the question? Why would they show support for a country that's openly hostile to a good portion of their player base? Is it? I mean, I don't know. I think think the good old US of A does quite a bit to allow a lot of things that everybody doesn't agree with. I mean, there's a lot of things going on in this country I don't agree with, and that's because of the freedoms and liberties and rights that, you know, the Constitution and Bill of Rights and all these things give. That door swings both ways. Otherwise, I regress. This idea that have to support a country that openly is sliding into fascism is incredibly toxic. Just because they allow us to eat cake doesn't mean we have to bend the knee. The US deserves all the hate it gets for its history. Okay, yeah, that's the same guy for this, so. I mean, are we seeing a pattern of bias and like let's see. I laughed. I said, I apologize for the confusion, buddy. I invited you to a party at my house. If you don't like the music, go ahead and leave. I think that was a pretty appropriate response. I feel like I could have been not that nice. You know what I mean? Oh, Bart's big bug bag is back. Dog, the right literally spent over a decade doing satanic panic crap over MTG. Some of us have memories longer than a goldfish. So we're back to this guy talking. He's not even on the same thread. I don't know. Maybe he's got big fingers like me and he pushed the wrong one. Seems out of place. We already talked about it, but welcome. Welcome back, Bart. Let's see. Blame a few for the mini. My mother did the same thing. So, okay, I already told you about this. My experience. Okay. This guy. Ew. I mean, okay. Ew. Do you not like America or do you not like Magic the Gathering? Yeah, I'm not really sure, right? I mean, I don't know what he's... Whatever. I mean, if you're going to write stuff on here, I'm probably going to talk to you, you know? Okay, I don't like fascist in my hobby. All right, time out. Again, where'd we go? How'd we get to fascism? I don't understand. So, I'm an American. I like Magic the Gathering. I put those things together. I made a joke about a corporate company showing support on the 4th of July, the founding day, okay, of my country. And I got ew because apparently I'm a fascist. You don't know nothing about me, dude. Nothing. For us. Funny. It's nothing to do with the content of your posts and everything to do with the content of your character. So he knows me. I only see this guy's picture. I never met this dude before in my life. Sorry. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to like stuff there. You know? I apologize, guys. I keep hitting the music on that and it's messing with the video. My character. Wow. The content of my character. I feel like to judge someone's character, you probably should get to know them. And the only way this guy knows me is from my videos. And my videos don't get into anything like that. So how does he know my character? Judgment. I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. It's, oh, triggered. What did I say? What specifically did I say or do for you to insinuate I'm a fascist? I think if anyone has revealed their character, it might just be you. 4 days ago, no reply. And he was quick to replying, right? He said that. I said that the next day. Then the same day he said that. I said that. He didn't say nothing. So, I don't know. Maybe he'll jump on later. All right, here we go. I thought this was actually kind of funny. you know? We'll leave that first. Bro heard MTG and thought it stood for Major Taylor Greene. Now that's the chick, the politician. I know who she is, and I know she's like a big, she's got like a big mouth. By the way, if we're going to talk about anything political here for a second, I think they're all crooks. I don't care what side of the aisle they sit on. And, you know, when I say conservative, it's not a loyalty. That's why I'm not a Republican. Just saying. So, let's see. What did I say? Been a fan of MTG long before she knew how to run for office. I had to look that up. I wasn't sure how long she'd been in office. I knew it wasn't very long, or at least I hadn't heard about her until just a few years ago. But so I did have to look it up. Wish I could say your comment surprises me, but this is nothing new from American haters, quote unquote. Good news. You can keep scrolling if you want to stay here and engage in meaningful conversation. Oh, punctuation would help there. It's supposed to be, you can keep scrolling, but if you want to stay here and engage in meaningful conversation. But I don't know how to write, I guess so. All right, let's see. The response. I can't have a meaningful conversation with anyone who doesn't acknowledge MTG is insane to the level hit there to unseen in office. I don't know, but the point, right? If I can't say she's a whack job, then there's no ability to have a meaningful conversation with me. Okay. I mean, God, it's just got to be a really narrow like life of people who you are friends with and can have conversations with, like, because if it's just that easy for just this, you know what I mean, I doubt that's it. I'm sure there's more in this person's life. It's not just Major Taylor Greene. Never said my views. I'm just reading mine now. I've never said my views on her, so how would you know my views? Spew your hate and judgment somewhere else. When Major Taylor Greene has something to do with Magic the Gathering, then I'll talk about her. Otherwise, it has nothing to do with what we are doing here. God bless you, dude. Thanks for commenting. Yeah, pretty much. Could have just said that. I could have just read that. All right, here we go. Socialism is the best strategy, and I can prove it. Grabs Bizarre Trader deck. This guy's great. Pretty funny, actually. And then what we got? Glad we all participated in that Pride Month celebration last month. It was super fun. That Wizards is a diverse company that cares about everyone. Yeah, it's tough to know if some people, like, if they're like being sarcastic, or if they're like if they're being sarcastic with me or at me or something. I don't know, but yeah, I was like, sure, okay. You know, some of these are fine, right? Like, who cares about that? This is funny, but, you know, this guy, okay, well, you just wanted to get out of your basement for a minute or something. I don't know. The you guy, whatever. This guy, you know, and I didn't even say anything about this, but I mean, there's some, look at all the hearts, you know. Some of these had a couple got going. You know, his stuff. CPAD, yeah, he got a few too. See, the positive comments and stuff are defending, you know, the other side of things, you know, is out there. People don't want to talk. There's just like, it's like, why waste your time with trolls, you know? And I agree with that. I agree with that to a degree. You're not, you know, this is just the point of the video. So something I plan on doing all the time. But, you know, this guy, you know, he had a whole bunch of likes. And that was to the, I can just tell by this one video that no one at your LGS likes playing with you. Like, and all the likes, like, oh yeah. I mean, this is the problem, guys. This is the problem right here. So the dude, let's talk about this last one real fast. All right. This is the guy. Genuine question from a person who plays Commander. In what ways do your conservative politics bleed into and affect the game and your view and affects the game and your view and takes of it? So I'm gonna click these other it'll expand in a minute. And I commented twice, like answering that same question. But it's tough to get into like a whole lot of detail on these things. Aren't made for, like, it's not easy to type on these things and stuff. So I didn't get into a lot of, like, if I was sitting at a table with this guy playing cards, like, we would have had probably a longer, lengthy conversation about it. And I actually really would look forward to doing that. But so first thing I said here, so I don't know, TikTok posts my comments weird. I actually commented before this and then I said shorter answer, but whatever, I'll just read it as I got it. So look how mad some people are that we choose to support America on the 4th of July, and poked a joke at Wizards of the Coast, not anyone they choose to support, for not doing that. That says exactly why we are here at the Conservative Commander. We are going to talk about that stuff, hopefully build some bridges with those that want to join us. I genuinely mean that. I don't, I have a lot of friends that disagree with me on politics and religious views, and take your pick. And they play cards with me. They, our families are friends. Like, I have family, doesn't mean they're not family anymore. Doesn't mean I don't want to hang out with them any less. So, I mean, I genuinely mean that. So he says, or they say, fair enough. I'm a socialist. I'm unsure how I ended up on this page. I will say, if I saw someone with a Trump or Obama playmat, I'm definitely avoiding them, though. I think adoration of politicians in general is weird. That's weird. It's like, oh, you know what? My first statement isn't there. It's removed. See, so this is another thing. And I noticed it on the NRA Magpool video. It wasn't me. Someone else commented, and then another person responded to them, right? So they were kind of going back and forth, and then all of a sudden, some of the dialogue was removed. Because I put that shorter answer comment right here. That was the second response to this first question. I wrote a thing, and then I was like, let me just say it this way. And so then I sent that, and it's not here. Because he's responding, fair enough, I'm a socialist. That response, I believe, was to my first answer, or maybe it was to both, whatever. But so I don't know what it is. I don't know if people report it and then like TikTok removes it or what. Because I get stuff too where it shows, and some of you guys are like, know a lot about this stuff. You're like, you're an idiot. Like, this is all it is. But I'm learning. So I get a lot of stuff too, like on this thread where I didn't realize it didn't post people's comments because like the things they were saying were like attacks and stuff, or whatever, for whatever reason they thought it was maybe needed to be censored. And so it gave me like, hey, show more to review like comments. So I looked at them and I'm like, okay, well, say what you want to say. So I just approved everything. And so I don't know. It's weird. They definitely come in and I don't like that where they alter or cut out people's stuff. But whatever. So I'll get back to the point here. So he says that. I just said, hey, I understand. I think it's all an onion, brother. Lots of layers. Liars. I appreciate the conversation. It's supposed to be the hope you hang out with us. Totally mean that. Actually, and you know what? I think there was more dialogue. I'm telling you. Because he said that. I wrote Matt. I wrote another thing. He said something. Yeah. Because I remember we talked more. I actually really enjoyed reading his stuff and kind of thinking about the answers to his questions and things, So anyway, boom. 42 comments. 30 likes. 1 save. Nothing crazy in my little title here, right? Show some gratitude, whatever. Some hashtags for whatever. Little American theme song. Yeah. So this is why we're here, guys. This is why we're here. This is simple. Man, that's good. Man, that's good. Do I feel oppressed? No, I don't feel oppressed. If I felt oppressed, it would mean I'd have to give a rip. About mean people doing mean things, right? I just think that there's perspectives that aren't shared on things sometimes by content creators that specialize in Magic the Gathering and the Commander format, even specific, if we want to say that. Not knocking any of these guys that making stuff. I think, I watch most of the big channels out there. I do watch some of the smaller ones too. I mean, I don't mind their views, them sharing them or whatever. But sometimes there's comments that are made like, if you disagree with me, then like, I don't want you as a viewer. I mean, I've seen some stuff like that, and it was not. We'll get to it. I'll talk about specifically like the example that's in my mind when I say that, but in another video. But I don't agree with that. Don't get me wrong. There's some things that are not okay. But that's why we're here. That's why we're here. Not going nowhere. Not going anywhere. Not trying to bait people. I just really want to give a whole rounded opportunity for people who want it on things going on and this game that we all like so much. So yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for all the things we're going to get to do in the future. There's a lot of really good support that I have doing this, and I'm so grateful for all of you guys. The messages and like, hey, just checking in. It took me a minute to get that video last week out about the the pilot episode or whatever. So because it took me like 4 months from when I first posted and stuff. And there's things we're gonna be getting better on. I'm still working on getting my setup here kind of like tuned how I'd like it. I really would like to get my video, looking better and my sound set up better, but I'm learning as I go, so in time we'll get there. But I really hope you guys like this video, and appreciate you. Excuse me. Ooh, I might have poured that a little heavy. But I appreciate you guys being here and hanging out with us. And, we're going to start talking about some other things we're trying to do. A couple people are working with me on trying to get maybe a live stream going for some games, which would be cool. And then I got a list of things that we need to talk about and want to talk about. So we'll be getting into that. Like I said, we'll see you next week. We're going to be doing this weekly right now. We're committed to get on here every week. My goal is to try to post Fridays. So far that's working okay for my schedule and stuff. But, we'll see how it keeps going. And again, if there's something you want to talk about, drop a comment, let me know. And, I read all that stuff. It's a great part about being a page that it doesn't have 1 million subscribers. Not that I wouldn't love that. I got time to read everybody's stuff. So, cause there's, not thousands of comments like some of these other guys. So, good place to engage and talk about this stuff and take advantage of that if that's something you want to do. So, well, guys, thanks for being with us, and appreciate you listening to the banter a little bit tonight. We do not hate anybody here. If anything, we're just open to the opportunity to get to share a little bit of a maybe different take on things that matter in this game, because that's what it is. It isn't here to sit here and talk about politics or the president and is he bad or is he this or whoever. We don't need any more of that shit. But tariffs and how it affects Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast, right? I mean, there's some politics in that. So that's something that would make sense to talk about, I think, as an example. You know what I mean? So, yep. Well, thank you guys. I don't know how many times I'm going to keep saying thank you, but I really am. I'm grateful. So I appreciate you being here. And I just hope that you remember everybody is welcome to the gathering. So, from the Conservative Commander, you guys have a good one.